What's up, everybody? We're back for another week of the Just Fans podcast. I got my co-host Rios today. Tell him what's up, Rios.
Well, first off, let me start by saying it is so good that I have Carlos here. I can't stand the man. I hate him. He smells like cat feces.
Honestly, last show was so much fun without him.
Right?
Who needs him, dude? Who needs him?
Hopefully he appreciates the new header we created for him.
and look, we have the whole screen now. We don't have to share with that fat ass.
We sent him down to Matamoros. He's on waivers. We may or may not see him again. We'll see.
My boy's playing in the Virgin Islands right now, and like we just said, Carlos is not here again this week. He's busy having like a real life or whatever, but it don't matter to us.
We don't care.
I just want to say we don't mention them enough. I don't think. This show is always brought to you by the Hardcore Sports Network and the Let's Talk Sports Network. Jesus, I'm foreign today, and
you're foreign every day, sir.
Yeah, foreign every day, but you know when I have to pronounce stuff, it's like it gets me. But
you turn into Carlos.
I'm trying to give a thanks to them because they help us out a lot, and we just want to show some love on the other way.
Appreciate y'all, man.
So back on Carlos, he sucks. Nobody likes him, and he's no longer in the show ever again.
I just hope all the worst things in life happen to him and him alone. Hey.
Should we at any point ever say that we're actually kidding when we say all these things, or let's just people think that we actually
it comes straight from the heart.
We're not joking. We mean everything
in the slice. We're from Italy. We don't say nice things about each other.
We do not.
Especially Carlos. He doesn't deserve any type of compliment or love.
Amen. I second that 1,000%. So Rios, what we're talking about this week, man? How's it been?
Pretty good, man. Mother's Day was not fun for me.
Why?
So typically we go to
that is such a random thing to start with, but yeah, tell me about your Mother's Day.
Well, it wasn't great. No, but normally we go to my grandma's house because we have a large family. It doesn't make any damn sense for us to go to restaurants. Like we're like 30 plus deep. It just doesn't make sense.
Unless you have reservations, there's no way you get on the table.
So they decided to change it last minute. We went to this little spot in Italy. It was very, very small. Like I couldn't even park in the parking lot. My truck wouldn't fit. I'm like, I had to park half a mile away. So I was already not happy having to walk there. And then, so mind you,
having to walk.
It was about a half mile walk, man. And it was raining, so I wasn't happy about that either. But now, bro, I was late. I was about an hour late. I figured, hey, get there, food will be ready, or I don't have to wait too long to order.
Right.
So I get there an hour late, and I see no one has food on the table. I'm like, uh-oh, this isn't good. Mind you, my entire family is taking up the entire restaurant. I'm like, oh, man. It took an hour to get a drink, 2 hours to get food. I mean, it was good.
What time y'all get there?
So they got there at 1. I got there at 2.
Oh, we're talking like lunchtime type of thing. Okay, yeah.
But there was literally no one else in that restaurant but my family.
That's why you guys were waiting so long. There was nobody working there.
Well, there's still people working, and I think that's beyond their capacity.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If it was me working at that restaurant, like me and like one coworker, and we saw like a family of 30 people deep coming in, I would just shut it down. I'd be like, man, fuck these people.
Oh yeah, we're closed.
We're open, but not for y'all.
Right? we got a capacity limit. I mean, half we got to leave.
Well, since we're talking about Mother's Day, just shout out to our moms. I did give my mama a call, and she was very happy to hear my voice. I am her favorite child. And I mean that 1,000%. There's something about how I said it. It's gonna make people think that I'm not, but I am. I really am.
Out of nowhere, the Lord comes.
So last episode. Well, not the last episode, but
last week,
the live show that we did on Saturday. We got to talk about some basketball finally.
Right.
Like it's once in a blue moon when the loser's not holding back, so we actually get to
That loser.
talk some balls. So you were talking about this before we went on air. The
Yeah.
draft lottery. What are you thinking about it, man?
I've been looking at the Vegas odds, man, and like we were mentioning off air, like we're either gonna get the first overall or fourth. That's like our best
Yeah,
odds, and then from
we
there
have
it goes
S
from.
four. That's the
But there was some talk like we may fall to six, and I don't know if my liver could take us falling to six because that would just be basically 2 lost seasons where we don't get number one overall.
exactly.
Back to back years.
I mean, even the season before that when we got Jalen Green, we technically could have gone first and we didn't. We got second. And that one I was actually praying for number one because I felt like Cade Cunningham was going to be this generational talent. Obviously, he's had some injuries to start his career, but whenever he's healthy, dude, he balls out. And that Detroit team is not a great team.
They haven't
But
been since Malice at the Palace.
that was the last time they were relevant. But they're building something, dude. They have a lot of young talent. And like the year after when we got last year, Jabari Smith. I've been happy with him. I mean, he's rookie year, very slow start.
It was up and down. I think main thing was the way Silas used him. Like he had him in the PJ Tucker role. That's not his game.
It could be down to coaching at that point. He had some like really high scoring games towards the end of the year, but it felt like a lot of those were like trash minutes type of thing, like games that didn't really matter to a lot of teams. So I'm hoping for a big year 2 jump from him, especially with what the team will look like after the draft and after the offseason. We'll talk about James Harden a little bit later. But like you said, if we get number one, what are we thinking? Is it Wemby?
It has to be Wemby. That's another generational talent. Like that's gonna be like another unicorn. Like he's 7 foot, can shoot threes and like crossover like Steph. I mean, they don't make him like that.
This is something that it's been on my mind for a long time about unicorns, right? We talk about Chet Holmgren last year. He got injured before the season even started. We haven't even seen him ball all year. Hopefully, he can come back this upcoming year and actually show us what he can do.
Yeah.
Prior to him, Kristaps Porzingis, a very solid player, not a superstar in the league, very injury prone, as we saw after his move from New York to Dallas. The Luka and Porzingis thing, even though at times it looked great, it wasn't sustainable. It was very inconsistent, especially with the injuries. And Dallas runs a crazy organization over there. Mark Cuban is he's doing things. He's doing them things, but there's not a lot of like unicorns recently that have really like showed me consistency as far as health goes. Wemby is another one that, I mean, he's 7 foot. He can handles like Kyrie or whatever. He can shoot the three. He can post up, sky hooks, whatever. Can he stay healthy?
Chet Holmgren, $1 million question.
Chet was supposed to be like the unicorn last year. Wemby has like 3 inches on the guy.
Yeah,
he's built like a twig, low key. Obviously,
I mean he's stockier than Holmgren right now.
I mean, yeah,
and he can always put on weight,
and that can change because Giannis came into the league looking like a twig as well, and now
look at him now.
He's the definition of
jacked.
Exactly. You have to build the wall to stop him. That's how good he is, right? Scoot Henderson, he seems to be the consensus number 2 pick after Wemby because everybody who does it, even like a team that has a big already, would pick Wemby. That's what it looks like on the Twitterverse, anyway. But Scoot Henderson, I mean, if I've been saying the Rockets in a point guard, KPJ, we paid him a lot of money. He seems to be like he's going to be the point guard of the future after the contract. But we get Scoot. Jalen's still pretty young. Jabari is going to be on year number 2.
He's turning
Sengun
20
is
this year.
exactly. Sengun's been looking. He's probably our
Man.
best player last year, or
Yeah.
most consistent player until
I'll
Silas stopped
say,
running the offense through him at all.
which is just mind-boggling.
Which
Like,
is
come on, this
stupid, and
dude's
that's the reason why he got fired. And there it is. But with Scoot running the point, if Jalen can, actually try to defend, if we get Scoot and we got Jalen and Jabari, Sengun, whatever, do we really need a Wemby? Like, are we feeling bummed out if we don't get him?
Me personally, yeah. Because the way I envision it, you have Wemby at the 5, you have Sengun at the 4, Jabari at the 3, Jalen at the 2, and then KPJ at the 1.
And you've mentioned that before. And when I look at that lineup, I see from 1, hypothetically speaking, let's say we get Wemby, right? From 1 to 5, right? 1, no defense. 2, no defense. 3, could be good defense. 4, no defense. 5, we don't know yet at the league level. Did I just go dark?
You did a little. There you go.
I'm back.
Well, I think with that, it's going to come down to coaching, because you're not going to have, probably outside of like Wemby and Jabbar, you're not going to have any like true lockdown defenders. So you're going to have to basically really work on rotations and help defense at that point. Because otherwise, they're just going to it's going to be high scoring every time, and you got to hope you outscore your opponent, which is exciting to watch, but it's not sustainable, especially long term.
Exactly. Teams don't win with that kind of like offensive.
So that's going to, and Ume is a great coach, and I think he's going to realize he has a bunch of young kids. He's going to have to help them, basically change their defensive philosophy as far as every man for himself. Like, nah, you guys have to play help defense. Work on the zones. Like, you got to do it's going to take a lot of work. It's a multi-year project as far as getting them to really like harp down and play hard defense like the Celtics do.
Yeah, but
did.
You mentioned Ime, but is he really the guy right now? Like, because he went to a Celtics team that had superstars, if not like on the verge of superstars, as Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And then he got a bunch of vets, to play the roles that they needed to play. Went all the way to the conference finals. They went all the way to the finals last year, and just came up short to a very consistent Warriors team. But now you see his understudy at what's his name at the Celtics right now.
Oh,
the one who took over.
I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. Forgive me. And he just made it all the way to the finals again, like as well. So how much of that was like really Ime Udoka and not the players?
Well, when he took over again, they were young. Like, they had potential, but they were very consistent. Again, they're young. Like, but with him, it's basically everyone's accountable. Like, no one is going to get the superstar treatment. Like, I think last year they kind of ran over Silas. He's not really much of the authoritarian, and like this guy seems like more like a drill sergeant. He's gonna I don't care who you are. You're going to play defense. You're going to cover your assignment. You're gonna you're gonna bust your ass out there. You're not gonna just coast and just look for the flashy play. Like, you're gonna play sound basketball and try to win some damn games.
Hold that thought for a second. So, I mean, you say all that, and then you look at that Celtics team, right? They had two of probably a handful of the best two-way players in the whole league, Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And we knew they were two-way players from basically the moment they stepped into the court. We have nothing like that here.
Nothing because there was no accountability. Like, Silas just let them do whatever they want. And I think with this new coach, all that shit goes out the door.
KPJ's been in the league for a few years. We've already seen what he can do. Like, can he improve on defense? Sure. He's never going to be two-way. Jaylen seems to be more about the scoring, more of a James Harden type. And like I said, we'll get to him in a second. He seems to be a bucket, which I love. He's like
a walking bucket.
Besides Sengun, probably my favorite player to watch on the Rockets. and there's not a lot of good things to watch when you're watching the Rockets,
Yeah.
uh, unless they're playing a very good team, in which case that's fun. But Jabari still very early. Sengun, we've already seen. Like, could he be better? Sure, but like, yeah, he could put up 30, but somebody's putting 30 right back on him. Wemby could be the difference maker, but like again, I don't know.
It's a
I
big
know,
unknown. Yeah.
I know, I'm being a little bit pessimistic, but like the fact of the matter is that defense is almost like more important than offense when you're competitive.
Yeah.
When you're rebuilding like we are, we can afford to like maybe not stress that out too much. But if we want to be competitive, like we said, we want to be, we gotta get on that defense, dude. And I feel like KPJ could be someone we trade for a wing. Now, that's why I told you to hold that thought when you said about Ime, drill sergeant, whatever. If we bring Harden back, which is those are the rumors,
Yeah.
he's hasn't denied the fact that people are talking about it. And he never said, "Oh no, I'm definitely staying." They just got bounced by the Celtics in
In just epic fashion. Like, man, that's
epic fashion, like typical
they got.
Harden not showing up on the playoffs. He did have like great games during the series for sure.
But when Game 7 elimination on the road,
Elimination games, my guy
11
just walked
points,
away.
bro. It was the San Antonio game 6 all over again.
Yeah, like if he can't get it going, like it feels like nobody else can. PJ Tucker came like scored 11 points in the first quarter and never scored a basket again. Embiid, he just got crowned MVP, couldn't get it going at all. Tyrese Maxey, he's still very young, very inconsistent still. He's a bucket for sure,
Oh yeah,
but he's not the most efficient player at times.
dude's fast, but he's got to learn to control that. Like he goes a little too fast and he gets reckless with the ball.
Right. But bringing it back to Harden, if he comes back, do you think he's not gonna come back like I run this team, like this is my team, build this shit around me type of shit?
I think at this point,
And
no.
if he does come back, does he even come back for a ring? That's the point as well. Like, is he coming back to be competitive? Because if he's coming back, and I saw a video on YouTube talking about this a couple of weeks ago. He may work with Harden when he was on the Nets. He was an assistant coach over there, and obviously he just came from the Celtics. We are the team with the most cap space, or one of the teams with most cap space this offseason.
Oh yeah, we're like top 3 for sure. I have to look at the exact number. We're like top 3 as far as cap space because we got a bunch of rookies on rookie deals.
Somebody, I saw somebody on YouTube say, "What if Ime comes here, right? He's here to bring back James and sign Jaylen Brown because we know he's going to be a free agent soon. Yeah. And if the Celtics bottled it again in the finals, if you're Jaylen Brown, what do you do? Because we know that he was in the trade talks with Kevin Durant
all year.
Like every time the Celtics fail, trade talks start, and they're like, "Well, this is Jason's team, Brown. so we gotta trade Jaylen Brown, right? Split up the Jays." So if Udoka brings Harden and brings Jaylen Brown, he's gonna probably have to trade away some young pieces. I would hate to see Jaylen go in this scenario. I would hate to see Sengun go.
Yeah.
Jabari is still too early to tell whether or not he's going to be a good asset 3 years in 3 years time. But if Harden comes in and Udoka brings up a big free agent, that means we want to be competitive now. Because Harden is what, 33, 34 years old? Like he's
older than that.
Probably he doesn't have a lot left anymore. So why do we even want to bring Harden to try to be competitive now if like he's got the MVP? He's got Tyrese Maxey. He's got like not the best constructed Phillies team, probably the one with when they had Jimmy and JJ Redick on there whenever they lost to Kawhi and the
Toronto,
Raptors.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was probably the best Philly team in years.
that was probably their best shot, and the fact that that shot went in, and that's what
I mean,
cost
that
them.
was just a 1 in a million shot. Like
Exactly.
no one saw that one going in.
You can't really fault them that much on that alone, on that moment alone. The whole series, you can maybe argue, but
that shot alone, I was like,
that
I
was
remember
the
watching, I was like, there's no fucking way that goes in.
exactly, and that was the last, the best Philly team that we've seen. This one isn't a bad team by any means. I mean, they got the MVP, they got Tyrese Maxey and James Harden, like getting
But
a lot of production
they're
out of them.
I would say there's question marks as far as having a dog in them because, like, again, Game 7, they just folded in the third quarter, and it was just Jason Tatum show at that point.
Yeah, but
You can see the look on their face.
Ejected. It goes back to the fact that they lack depth, right? Like Tobias Harris, some games he will be on his shit, and some others, like just like Harden, he would just disappear. He wouldn't even get rebounds. Like, and my guy's like
you can't take games off.
He's like the third or second highest paid player in the team.
Yeah,
and
you're taking plays off. Like, bro, what are you doing?
So,
and I think a lot of that is also Doc Rivers, man. I think I don't think he has that anymore as a coach.
I think there's a place in the league for Doc Rivers. There is. The fact of the matter is that the team is not. I don't know what's going on with my monitor. The team is not constructed to match up against a team like the Celtics
or any of the contenders in the East, really.
I mean, I feel like if the Sixers went against Miami, it would have been a little bit better for them. I feel like if they would have gone against the Bucks, it would have been a lot better. The thing is, like, the wings that the 76ers have, they're very old. They're very slow. They're not very high on D. Like, PJ Tucker is great. He's very good. He can lock down your best player for a game, not for a whole series.
Yeah, a couple games, but then again, you basically get almost a zero.
Exactly, if you're not getting like elite defense from him or like the corner threes, you're not getting anything.
Exactly, he's out there just getting cardio at this point.
The Phillies traded what was his name? Matisse Thybulle, was it, to the Portland Trailblazers? My guy was all defense and no offense whatsoever, and they got rid of him. They bring PJ Tucker, which is basically the same, but at least he can hit the threes.
Yeah.
But when he's not hitting the threes, and Jason Tatum's got 50 points on the board,
it's like, what are you doing?
What are we doing? What are we doing? So,
like, man had 51 out of 102 points at one point. Like, he had half the points.
Like, Doc Rivers doesn't decide everything on here. He can only decide what the players do on the court. But the organization, they're going to have to answer some questions this offseason. Obviously, Embiid, for the most part, stayed pretty healthy during the playoffs, and he was balling out for the most part.
Until Game 7.
Yeah, until Game 7. But, like, my guy, he can only do so much, right? And Harden, like we said, he had great games. He also had a few duds in there.
That's the James Harden experience, really.
Yeah,
we've seen it for
exactly
9 years and years. We've seen it already.
Exactly, we've seen it. So, and we don't want that back. Can we agree that we do not want James Harden back? Because you said in the past, bring him home.
I think that's probably nostalgia talking more than actual, like.
You said nostalgia like the motherfucker been gone for like 10 years, dude. Like, he left a few seasons ago.
No, but I think with him, like, no, it's funny you mentioned, like, so today's the anniversary of when the Rockets came back against the Clippers. It was Game 6 in LA. They were getting blown out, and Harden's on the bench, and then it was the Josh Smith and Terry Crews and what's the Jason Terry show? Like, they took over.
Jason Terry, sure.
Like, those two guys just took over, and we were down by, like, I want to say like 21. Like, it was like everyone thought the game was over, and then they come back and win it and like blow them out, and then win it home in Game 7. Like, with Harden on the bench, like.
I mean, and again, that was a Clippers team that was coached by Doc Rivers, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It was.
So, Doc Rivers is a good coach. He's not the best, obviously.
Yeah, I think at this point, I don't think he's going to be a coach for a contending team. Like, a team that's maybe up and coming, yeah, I can see it, but like a contender, it falls apart we've seen it for the last decade plus.
Maybe. I mean, that's a discussion for another time, Dog Rivers. But as far as the Rockets go, because at the end of the day, we are Rockets fans, we couldn't care less about who wins or loses the finals. Um, I think tonight is
Nobody plays tonight. Tomorrow
nobody.
is going to
Is it
be tomorrow is
tomorrow?
Denver. Yeah, tomorrow. So after the draft lottery, it's going to be Denver and
Denver
LA.
and LA. Who do you got in that?
Personally, I hope Denver just sweeps the Lakers. I'm tired of them and their fans. They're just
I'm not gonna lie. It'd be fun to see a Lakers Celtics final. But I feel like Denver has been, and I think I mentioned this last time when we talked. Denver looks like the most complete team
top to bottom.
In basketball right now. Like the offense is amazing. Like you got Jokic running pick and rolls with Aaron Gordon and Jamal Murray at times, and you got like perimeter defense. You got 3-point shot, and like
Right.
in the paint, Jokic dominates. Everybody gets assists. Everybody gets points. Like they're all working together. Unlike the Sixers, where like if one of you guys don't show up, you lose.
Yeah.
Period. Would this if Jokic goes to the finals before Embiid, and let's say he wins it, is the debate over? Because it's been like those two guys for the last few years as far as
No. Yeah, if he wins it, yeah, there is no debate anymore.
Would this bring Jokic to the Giannis level?
It should, because he's won 2 MVPs already. Giannis has 1, and if he wins finals,
Does
MVP,
Giannis only have 1?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy to think. No, there's no way.
Let me double check. I'm pretty sure he only has 1 MVP.
There's no way he only got 1 MVP. Are you sure? Well, he looks for that. I just gotta say, I want the Denver Nuggets to do it.
Oh, you're right. He has 2 MVPs.
He's 2. Okay. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, could have sworn he got 2. It would be crazy to think that he's only gotten 1 in the past 5 years. But
well, I mean, Harden only has 1, and he was one of the most unstoppable players.
Honestly, Harden should have like 2 or 3.
Yeah, he got robbed twice. One time by Steph Curry, and another time by Giannis. I think the first time Giannis won it, they gave it to him. And that was 2019 when Harden was just on a tear. Like, I'm averaging 40 for a month.
I'm going to argue that Harden should have won it when Russ got his.
That's another one.
Because Russ, even though the triple-double is amazing.
It is, but like,
and like Russell,
it was a 6 seed.
Russell that season, yeah, he was a 6 seed, but Russell that season was the definition of like on a tear. Like no team could like stop him. However, he's shown that doesn't really lead to winning basketball.
It doesn't.
And I believe he only did that after Durant had left.
So, yeah, it was the first year when KD went to the Warriors.
Yeah, but I feel like Harden should have won that one because Harden was putting 40 pieces on everybody's head.
That one you could argue, but the one when he lost it to Giannis, like that was when basically Chris Paul was down, like they had Capella was down. It was just James Harden by himself. Where he was basically averaging 40 for like a month and a half.
It was like a month and a half, yeah, dude. Like it was very fun as a Rockets fan to see that, but at the same time it was kind of sad because you knew like this is not sustainable. This is not gonna win you championships.
And we saw how that season ended.
Like Michael Jordan put 63 against the Celtics in the playoffs, and they lost. It wasn't until he got some help that they actually started winning. So, I think if Jokic wins it, like he immediately jumps up to probably the second best player in the league. Right now, there's a debate. Is it Tatum? Is it Embiid? Jokic? Luka? I would say Giannis is probably the best, or at least the most consistent.
I would argue Joker is probably the top player in the league right now because he can just do on both ends of the floor, and he has a different skill set than Giannis. Giannis, if you clog the paint,
but Jokic is not the best defender. All of those guys that we mentioned, except for Luka, it's a better defender than he is. Giannis is probably the best help defender in the league, Embiid is a defensive anchor. Um, Luka, like I said, we know my guy's not built for
No.
that. he just wants to get buckets and smoke hookah. That's it.
Hey, same.
He's here for a good time, not a long time. But um, if he wins it, like I would say, like he's definitely like top one.
That puts him. It puts him up there. I would say.
And it puts him above the rest, but like by a good margin. So I'm hoping.
Honestly,
I'm honestly hoping.
I would say Joker should have won MVP this year, and they had that good end of the season. It was
It's only because of the media. It's only because they don't want to give nobody 3 in a row.
Exactly, but
it is what it is. Okay, so we're like halfway through. You know what that means. Let me just pull it up real quick. Where is it, man? I should be better at this by now. There you go. Cool.
Alrighty, guys. So everyone's favorite segment, beer of the week. So lately, I've been on trying some different Mexican beers. You would think I've tried them all. So someone very close to me told me I don't really go outside my comfort zone. Like if I like something, I kind of stick with it. So I've been trying to go a little bit out of my comfort zone. So I had this one on Saturday for the first time. Tecate.
What?
Yeah, I know.
What?
I know.
You've never had Tecate before?
Never.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear this.
Like I said, but I'm comfortable, so I guess kind of stick with it. I don't really like experiment too much, but I was like, I was curious. I tried it out, and man,
is it good? Solid?
Oh, it's I want to say it's right now. It's probably my favorite Mexican beer.
No way.
Yeah.
Better than Dos Equis, better than.
For me personally, because like this, I could drink it by itself. It has a sweet taste to it, or I can try to spice it up a little bit and dress it, or put the lime and the salt inside, and you can drink it either way. Like with Modelo, I can't really drink it by itself. Like I have to add lime and salt. Same thing with Dos Equis. I just can't drink those two by themselves. But this I can, because I'm not used to having a beer with a sweet taste.
So let me be real with you. I just had a conversation maybe 2-3 days ago at work about like different types of beer, and I did say Tecate is probably my least favorite Mexican beer.
Really?
Yeah, I love Modelo. Modelo is probably my go-to because my dad drinks it. My dad loves it, and that's what was around the house, so that's what I would drink. And then we got Dos Equis is solid. Corona, obviously, you can't go wrong with Corona. Tecate has just always been there. Like it's just one of them, kind of like Bud Light is here. But I mean, it's okay to be wrong, Rios. You're wrong about a lot of things, so it's fine.
Oh no, I'm not wrong. Fun fact though, so the tradition of squeezing limes into beer started with Tecate, because the original brewmaster is of Scottish descent. So like over there in like the UK, they used to do that. I looked it up. So there was a reason for them doing that. So this basically was given to soldiers got daily rations of like beer. It's not so they used to add lime to the beer to wave off scurvy, which is some type of illness you get when you're on the sea a lot. And it just came over to Mexico, and that's where the tradition started.
So the beer was so bad that they were like, let's put some other shit in here.
Well, that was in the UK because scurvy was a big thing among sailors because they gave them daily rations. But remember, you're on the boat for months at a time, like not the cleanest conditions.
Well, that has been fun facts with Rios. See
You're
what
welcome.
happens when Carlos is not here? We could just beat ourselves.
You learn, you learn, and you have fun. And yeah, Carlos sucks.
And Carlos sucks. He smells like wet ass. Okay, so talk about the draft, talk about the Rockets, talk about the NBA. Let's move on because we only got another 30 minutes or so. Astros, all right? We love them. We hate them. No, we just love them.
We're just spoiled, I would say.
We're
Last
just very
6 years, very spoiled.
And our boy Jenny Cruz was telling us the same thing. We've been spoiled because they've been so great and so consistent for the last half a decade, even more now.
But
Um,
anyone that's been paying attention, like this is how they always start. They always start slow.
yeah,
It's usually till like around June, July when they just turn it on and they just don't look
but
back.
I feel like the difference has been that we normally start slow because everybody takes a little bit to get going. I feel like this year everybody just decided to get injured. So it worries me a little bit because it just shows me that this core of players that we got, they're not gonna last forever, man. They're getting older.
I
Um,
mean, our core is in their 20s. Like the
no,
only older player I would say would
I'm talking
be
about
Altuve.
the I mean, think about the ones that we've had for a long time. Bregman, Altuve, obviously Correa already left. Verlander is gone. Jordan, obviously elite, very injury prone. McCullers, can't even remember the last time he pitched. Brantley, can't even remember the last time I saw him.
Brantley,
Uh,
2 years. McCullers, when he gave up 75 home runs in that game 5.
yeah, I decided to forget that. Dude, I think even the ball boy got a home run.
Right?
Pero like I said, they're starting off slow. Injury bug has been more deadly this year than it has been. But Chas McCormick just came back. Altuve is playing with the Sugarland Space Cowboys.
No, actually, he got demoted to Corpus. He's in Double A right now.
Okay, but he's only playing DH, right? He's not playing the field.
No, he's not playing the field right now.
So it's gonna be a little bit till we see him, but once he's back, I feel like it's gonna be great.
I want to say probably June will be the earliest we see him. I think they're going to take their time with him.
You
Let him
think they're
work
gonna
his way
take their
back.
time, because we need to start winning a lot more if they're gonna take their time with him.
Well, it's not
Because no
a,
one's
it's,
carried you. Because last year when we were waiting on some people to come back, we got players that stepped up. This year so far has been Mauricio Dubon, but my guy cannot win games on his own. Nobody can. Like Verlander was pitching lights out pretty much all year last year,
and
and
this year we got some
which helped
big
us
time.
like get some wins here and there on the road, especially. But this year, with the pitching being as inconsistent as it has been, there's games that we should be winning that we're losing, and there's games that we should be losing that we're definitely losing. So, so it's like, like if they're gonna take, probably the best thing to do is take his time with Altuve with his injury.
Yeah,
But are you not worried? Because I'm a little worried, man. I'm a little worried.
I would say some of these losses are a little concerning, or still giving up these late runs with our bullpen because our bullpen was elite. Like they carried us to a World Series,
Yeah, they
and their
did. They did.
struggles, it's a little cost. It's not trying to hit the panic button just yet, but I'll say it's a little cost concern. I think really we need another starting pitcher.
Yeah, I mean Hunter Brown's been looking good, but like this last series against the White Sox, he gave up a bunch of homer. Well, not a bunch of homers, but he gave up a
A
bunch
bunch
of
of
hits.
hits.
A bunch of hits, like like around that fifth, sixth inning where he's about to come out. I'm like, I need you to like. Obviously, he's still very young. I would love him to have a little bit more durability and be more consistent with his placement. But that's gonna come in years. So like when we're
Yeah,
talking about starting pitchers, it's Javier and Framber, and then everybody else has a bit of a question mark on them.
it's basically two elite pitchers, and then the next guys are just the class below.
Yeah, definitely. So
Like Luis Garcia was on the cusp of joining those guys, but I mean he's out for the next year.
and
And
exactly, and so that's another one. Like Luis Garcia is out, and like he was actually like he started the year really slow, but he was actually putting some good performances before he got injured.
like he was starting to light it up, and then he's giving you 6, 7 innings of low scoring games, gives your offense a chance, and now it's like it's a big question mark because like could basically go play guys like Belak and
Yeah,
uh,
which like I'm always a nervous wreck every time I see like a pitcher get brought up to the big leagues because the last thing you want them is to get rocked as soon as they
who's
start
been
to
a
come out.
who's been a pleasant surprise is JP France.
He has been like you said, a pleasant surprise, 100%. But
And it's crazy because he's what we thought Forrest Whitley was going to be, and this guy's older. Like
how old is he?
he's 28. Whitley's 23, and Whitley's still in the minors.
Yeah, I mean, some people are late bloomers, so Willie, like just because he's 23 now doesn't mean that he can't come good when he's 25, 24, or
Oh
whatever.
no, that's not at all. It's just surprising. Usually, it doesn't work out that way. But if it does now, shit, I'm all for it.
Right now, we have to take whatever we can.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who we got next. Let me see if I can pull it up. Astros schedule.
Tonight we're playing against what team does Mancini go to?
Mencina. We're playing the Cubs right now.
Oh, okay. Well, damn, we're 4-0.
4-0. We're over here talking like oh we need help and look at us. But the Cubs
yeah, that's true.
Well,
I'll say on the offense, we just need more consistency, especially from Abreu, man. Like I don't know, I think with him it's just mental at this point.
And this is what I said when we got him, dude. Like unless my guy was gonna be elite, I would have much rather kept Gurriel because Gurriel he's not elite, but he's the most consistent hitter we had last year.
Let's rewind time to a year ago. What was our biggest complaint a year ago? Yuli struggling.
I mean, true.
He struggled the entire regular season. Let's not paint the revisionist history. Like he struggled the entire regular season.
Yeah, but when you talk about
it wasn't until postseason. Postseason, that's when he stepped up.
But when you're talking about leaving players in scoring position, leaving players stranded, every time Abreu comes up to bat and there's like a dude on first, a dude on second, a dude on third, or whatever, I'm always like, oh, that's an out. He's gonna ground to a double play, or he's gonna fly out. Like,
I think he should be lower in the batting order.
How much longer are you gonna put him? Right before Maldi?
Like, if that's what it takes, his confidence is just not there right now. I don't know if there's something physically wrong with him, but I think it's just something just mental. Like I don't know what it is, but he's got to figure it out.
Because think about Mancini last year, right? Mancini started out hot. We went to watch one of his first games as an Astros, and he belted one to the boxes. But Abreu, I feel like he hasn't had that. Like he'll have a good game here and there, not even like an excellent game, like a good game, and then he'll be non-existent for like 3, 4.
Yeah, like he'll get on base, but then that's it. Like he doesn't drive in runs. He'll just hit a single, which is cool, but at the same time, like
it's also cool when you get in RBIs. It's cool when you get in RBIs, but if you just get in on base and just
and doing nothing with it, and then his defense has been real shaky. I'm like,
it's been so shaky. There's been like a couple of instances where like a routine ground ball.
You're like, oh, there he goes. Like, bro, what are you doing, man?
Even if they don't get past him, like he'll struggle with it for a second. He'll hesitate.
Like his plays that Carlos, the worst athlete that we know, would make.
No, I think Abreu still with one hand and no eyes, it still leaks above Carlos.
I mean,
I feel like that trash can we had was leaks above. leaks above.
Bring back Old Faithful.
Sorry, I just got a text. But
what's
Abreu's been one of those guys that I said it's probably not the best deal that we've made. I mean, I'm willing to get proven wrong. Come the postseason, if he starts dropping bombs every game, I'll be my words.
If he turns into Yuli like Yuli did last postseason, hey, I'll take it. Because Yuli struggled all regular season, and in the postseason, he turned into 2017 Yuli.
But going back to Mancini, right? Like he's in the same spot that Abreu is this year, and Mancini, like in the postseason, he was non-existent.
Outside of that one catch in the World Series.
Outside of that one catch after Yuli got injured and got taken off, like if Diaz was getting on base more often than you were basically a minor leaguer or like a 60-year-old man last year.
Or Carlos,
which is worse than anything else.
Give me the 80-year-old. I'd rather have him across on the team.
And Abreu this year, he needs to turn around, and he needs to do it quick because it's a 2-year deal, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It's a 3-year deal. I think, like technically, I think the third year is an option. I think 2 years.
Is it a player option or is it a team option?
I I think it's a team option for the
Hope to
third year.
God it's a team option, brother.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I don't know if he needs to get el huevo and just cleanse himself. Like, bro, there's something going on. It's got to be mental.
for a second, because huevo for me means something completely different. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Anyway, there's just got some changes that we need to do, man. We need, like, come the deadline, we need to get a new pitcher. Period.
They got to be big players at the deadline.
And we gotta work on, like, our relieving pitching has been okay. Presley has looked shaky at times, but he's still Presley. We still trust him.
Yeah, he's still the best closer in baseball. I'm not too worried about him.
So it's about the start in the rotation. We need to fix this up. I feel like the bats, once Altuve comes back, if Dubon can keep at it, like I don't mind Dubon being a DH after Altuve comes back.
Oh yeah.
If my guy can keep getting on base, like, where on the lineup do you put him? Like, I don't know if you want to, because Altuve's been our leadoff for years now. I don't know if you want to bring Altuve a little bit down the order. Leave Dubon there, because Dubon's been getting on base like crazy. He's been our best hitter the past couple of months.
I would say leave Dubon there until starts to struggle a little bit. Yeah. And then you can put Altuve back in his regular spot.
Yeah, and then Bregman, last month he was pretty hot. This month, still, inconsistent a little bit, but we still trust Bregman. It's just Brantley, now that we don't know when he's coming back, do we get another bat? If he's coming back, yeah. Do we get another bat?
At this point, you kind of have to.
Because we were talking about it all this last year. Like, is Brantley going to resign? Like, how's his shoulder doing? Blah, 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 blah. We go ahead and win the World Series without him, even though we could have used him. I'm not saying that we don't need him. We
really could have made it to a shorter series against Philly if he was playing.
I know we swept pretty much everybody, but maybe.
But Philly, 6 games, like, you're probably gonna sweep them, or a gentleman's sweep in 5 games.
Maybe that game against Seattle doesn't go like 45 innings or whatever the hell it was.
Right.
But at this point, what do you do? Because we brought him back for a year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
So does he just walk afterwards?
Honestly, if it's because it's almost 2 years he hasn't played, I think he probably going to retire.
You think so?
At this point, I mean, those injuries are starting to add up, and it's just
that shoulder, dude. That shoulder is just.
And for a guy like him, like, if his shoulder is not right, like, he's a professional hitter. If his shoulder ain't right, he's.
And Jokes has been one of those unsung heroes we've talked about in the past. So I feel like maybe one more bat. I remember last year during the deadline, there were rumors about us trading for, what's his name, Josh Bell, the first baseman.
Oh yeah, what team was he on? He was on the.
Was he not in Milwaukee or something like that?
It was some team up north.
Yeah, and I think he ended up moving somewhere else. But I feel like somebody like that, like a younger first baseman who can, make a name impact in the team. And, like, I'm not saying maybe take Abreu out of the lineup. If you're paying them this money, if Dusty trusts them, yeah, keep him on first base. But somebody like Josh Bell can be somebody that comes off the bench, or you put him in first, and Abreu could be the DH or whatever the hell you need him to do. Tucker obviously is great. Jordan, the left field, rotating with Jokes, that's fine. Chas finally back from injury, and he actually saved one of the games that we had against the White Sox. He made the last catch of the game after running like
155 feet.
Like he ran back to Houston and back to catch that ball. So, that's promising. But we know the bats are eventually going to wake up. It's just about the starting rotation with our pitching.
Yeah, definitely another starter. I think you got to go for a big name, like, because you're going to need those arms in the playoffs. Because I don't know if you can count on McCullers to stay healthy from whenever he comes back.
At this point, we can't. At this point, we really can't. Honestly, I love McCullers when he is at his best.
He's on, he's on. But
when he's on, he's like amazing, dude. He'll get you 9 strikeouts. and look like the ace that we know he can be. But when he's in,
When he's
like
off,
when he's
man,
off, like my guy,
it's Game 5 of the World Series all over again.
I'm saying, dude, we may have to look at trading him.
If it gets me Otani, I'll miss you, man.
Stop it with Otani, dude. Stop with the whole Otani thing.
I'm calling my shot right now. And
Dude,
when it happens, I need you guys to, spend like $300 at the bar for me.
brother, the thing is, if we give up the farm to get Otani and we don't win the World Series and Otani walks, then we look stupid because we know we're not gonna pay him. We don't pay anybody. We're the Astros. We don't pay absolutely anybody. That's why Cole left. That's why Springer left. That's why Correa left. We don't pay anybody. So I know that we're only gonna get Otani for those 3 months if we do get him. And if we don't win, then we look stupid. We know we can win without him. Why would you want him if you know he's not gonna stay?
Again, it's the GM's job. Convince this man you got to sell him on the city, sell him on the
So
team.
he just
sell
came
him.
from Los Angeles to Houston. Like it's a completely different vibe.
Well, LA has garbage, just several feet in the air.
Yeah, and the fans are not great either. But how are you going to convince Otani, dude?
Like
That's the
at this
thing.
point, like, what do you care about? You
I don't
care
think it's worth
about?
it. I don't think it's worth it. If I'm honest with
It's
you,
like, do you care about winning multiple World Series, or you just care about you want to be like Mike Trout, get the bag and be irrelevant in postseason for the next decade plus?
I mean, we know whether or not if we do get him, whether or not we win, he's getting paid somewhere else. I would hate to win it and then he goes to like the Yankees or the Dodgers
Oh,
or something like that.
oh God.
Which that's what I know is going to happen. I would love to see him in the Giants just because I don't want to see him in the Yankees or Dodgers. I would love
No.
to see him in the Giants. I don't know if the Padres can pull this off. Uh, with Soto and Tatis or whatever, like if they can get their shit together as an organization, you bring somebody like Otani, I feel like in my eyes you'll automatically become a contender. But I just don't want to see him with the Giants or Dodgers. We've been talking about this for weeks, but the whole Otani question mark is like the biggest question mark in baseball right now.
I mean, because he's the face of the league. Man, he can barely speak English. But he's the face of the league. Like, there's no one that's doing what he's doing, and I don't think we'll see it again in our lifetimes.
How old
A
is he
guy
now?
that can, he's like in his mid-20s. A guy that can, be an ace as a pitcher and get you RBIs, get you homers. Like,
Yeah, I mean, wherever he goes, he's gonna be there for a long time. Motherfucker. Don't look at the score right now.
hijo de puta.
God, who the hell is pitching?
It's Framber.
Dude,
Bro.
Framber's getting rocked, dude.
He's had 90 pitches in the fourth inning. Yeah, this is his last
Jesus.
inning. Oh, man.
Talking
Against the
about
Cubs?
talking about the rotation, dude. Talking about the rotation.
Like, the
Hopefully the
Cubs are
relievers
worse than
can do
us.
it. Yeah,
They're
I
gonna
mean,
have to.
yeah, but we're barely a five. Like, I think we're like 21-19. Like, we're barely
2
over
games.
500,
Yeah.
dude. It's like, obviously, come in a month, we might be talking about completely different things, but yeah.
Well, I think back to a year ago, we were worried about the bullpen. We saw how that turned out.
Yeah, now
We were worried about Presley. We saw how that turned out. Like,
this year we
again,
came in confident. Look at how it's turning out, though.
like our boy Cruz said, like, we're just spoiled, man. Like, we're just used to half decade plus of just straight dominance.
You ever watch Remember the Titans?
Oh yeah,
That scene with my boy Denzel. He's like, we will be perfect in every aspect of the game. You drop a ball, you run a mile. You miss a blocking assignment, you run a mile. Type of shit. That's what I need Dusty to tell these players. Like, get your shit together now. I do not want to wait till June till we become good. I don't want to wait till July till we start looking better. I understand that a lot of it is just injuries, but the players that we have on the field right now, you need to get the easy wins when you can, dude. Because
Got to, especially against the Cubs. Like,
especially against somebody like the Cubs, I do not want to be a wild card team
no,
because you never know. You never know
yeah.
how those series are going to turn out because you know if you wanna if you want to play the least amount of games as possible.
You want to win your division.
Exactly. You want to win the division. You want to be as rested as
Home
you can
field.
going into the postseason. You want home field advantage. I don't want to turn out like how the Dodgers did last year. Won 100 and something games, and then they lost to the fucking Padres that nobody thought could do anything.
Was going to beat them. Yeah.
Exactly. So we just need to get our shit together, man. Like you said, it's still early, but we'll see. We're coming towards the end of today's show. I just want to thank my boy Rios for actually showing up, and unlike somebody.
That useless piece of shit who shall remain nameless.
No, we can name him. Fucking Carlos, piece of shit.
Do you remember when he wanted us to call him the Texan? What kind of bullshit was that?
Get out of here. Motherfucker as big as Texas, maybe, but
no, he's the size of Alaska. Texas is being nice. He's the size of Alaska.
His head alone is the size of Texas, bro.
No, it's his hairline. The whole thing Texas from there.
Carlos, you suck.
So much.
I don't know if you've noticed. If you want to read this,
I've been reading it.
Just gotta say, man. I just gotta say.
I can't say anything. Y'all won the league. Congrats.
I
will give you your flowers.
We are a shit team. I can attest to that. We are a shit team. Not very well constructed as far as the financial things. I have no idea what's going to happen with that.
It's going to get worse.
Whatever. Today it's not about that.
Yeah, y'all won. I'll give you your flowers.
And everybody can suck it. FC Barcelona, the most unlikely of winners, I would say.
Yeah.
Out of the big teams in La Liga, managed to do it by a big margin.
Which is crazy because they scored like 64 goals this year. Like you look at their past, like La Liga winning teams, like 100 plus goals. This team scored 64 goals.
Like everybody's been struggling, dude. Ever since Messi and Ronaldo left the league, I feel like everything just like watered down. I feel like it's a little bit more competitive because we don't have like God squads anymore.
Yeah.
Barcelona, we have an aging Lewandowski. We have Rafinha who doesn't do shit. Ferran Torres who doesn't do shit.
And then you got the under 21 squad.
Yeah, our best players are like under 20. I don't even think they can buy a beer.
No. Well, in Spain probably.
In Spain probably, but Gavi's like what?
America
14.
Better to just turn 12.
Exactly. And then teams like Madrid, you have like your aging stars. Obviously, you also have your very young players, which in some games they play older than they look. In some games, you can really see the inexperience in them.
Oh yeah.
And Atletico's going Atletico, bro. Atletico's like the Jets. Atletico's like every year they're like, this is our year.
And then third.
Every fucking year. Which
once every Haley's Comet they win the league. I think
they can still come second because they're very close to you guys. But coming second isn't an achievement.
Yeah, what's the point? Like, who cares if you're second or third?
Yeah, number 2 is the first loser. That's what I've always said. unless Barcelona's do, then it's like fuck everybody else. Hey, but like you said, man, give my flowers, bro. Give Barcelona their flowers because
I did.
I don't know. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to enjoy this. I would say good luck to y'all in the Champions League, but I hope you guys lose by like 17. But if you guys do end up winning the whole thing, I might be absent from a few shows.
As you should, because I'm gonna go in.
No loop or anything. Got it.
No lube, no reach around, nothing. Not even a thank you.
Thank you all for watching. Appreciate you guys supporting us. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Even if nothing of what we said today made any sense, if it was at least mildly entertaining, we'll take that. So
That it was. And Carlos sucks major penis.
he sucks major penis. Thank you guys, everybody. Y'all take it easy, and I'll see you. We'll see you guys on Saturday for another live show.
Hopefully, Carlos isn't there either.
I hope not. All right, and good. Wait, I have to do that. Fuck. I always forget how to. Why am I in charge of this? Penis. And there we go. Bye.